Well, good morning, everybody. It is Mother's Day. And while I'll be talking about real estate, first I want to say Happy Mother's Day. Now, I did get to surprise my wife because what I did was Thursday night, I got her some pink hydrangeas, which she loves, and got her a card. And when I got home, she was in bed asleep. So I set them up. There's a place when she gets up in the morning, she does her morning devotions, worship, whatever you want to call it. She gets up and does that in the morning. And I had it sitting there. So I got in bed, and then in the morning she comes in. Oh, I'm so, she completely surprised her. So we did ours. I put it out there Thursday night. So Friday morning, there it was. She got it. So yeah, that's how I roll. That's the way I did it. So to all of you, happy Mother's Day. And it's not just the women. The men who have to raise their children, like the mothers who on Father's Day should get recognized as a father if the father's not around. The fathers who are raising their children and doing both jobs should get recognized as Happy Father's Day to you guys. So and that's what I'm talking about there. So God bless you all. Now we're going to take a switch over. Now we get back to real estate. So it's a quiet day today, and it's raining, but it's beautiful out there. But let's look at a couple of things. Some of you have lost your money in the stock market since the election, when the tariffs were threatened and the tariffs took hold and the tariffs got in place. Don't sell off all your stock. I mean, unless you think the company's going to, that's where people lose money. But if you want to protect yourself, think in terms of being the bank in a real estate transaction. Just think in terms of being the bank in a real estate transaction. Get that bank's money. A lot of people are having trouble getting a bank loan. Are there risks? Absolutely. But that's why you get to charge more than the bank charges. And what I'm doing is I'm finding sellers who have a hard time selling because their homes haven't gone up in value. I'm finding buyers who are able to buy. They just don't have, there's something missing why the banks won't give them the credit today. We won't give them the money today. 3 or 4 or 5 years, they'll have it. So if you're willing to put your money in for 4 or 5 years and get the highest part of the interest on the loan, amortized over 30 years at 9 or 10%, there's a good bit of money coming in just interest. The first 10 years is the most interest. And then each time you make a payment, slightly less interest, slightly more principal. But here's the place where you can put your money, take it out of your 401k, put it to invest, if you have a 401k, you need to turn it into a self-directed 401k so you can do that. You're not going to spend it, but if you financed 80%. So I say, we have Jim and Marthy West. Marthy, you like that? Anyway, Jim and Marcy West go to get a house, and they put down, $500,000 house. 20% would be $100,000, and you finance the other $400,000, or even if it's just 15%. So they put down $75,000, and then you do the other $425,000. And then I'm not doing the figures. I'm just saying, and then for 5 years. After 5 years, they've probably only, and I'm guessing now, in 5 years, they've probably only paid off maybe $10,000 of that $475,000. All the rest of that money was interest. And then you do it again, and you do it again. Just a thought. So that's those of you who are investing, those of you who have homes, and you're having a hard time selling because, you bought it FHA or VA, which means you didn't put any money down or only 3.5%. And the market hasn't gone up. Matter of fact, the market's come down a little. So you don't have any equity to speak of. You got to come out of pocket to sell, but you have to sell. Because since COVID, since all these things have happened, and especially now, you found yourself where you got a job or something somewhere else, and you got to move. And you don't want to be a landlord. Well, this is where owner financing comes in. And I know how to help you sell your home with owner financing with the underlying loan in place. And I can show you how you make the money on your money. The banks take our money in checking accounts, savings accounts, and then they issue credit cards. And they use our money to serve people's credit cards. And then they charge them 28%. And what do we get? I got only 0.06% on my new account. And the guy was happy. He was ecstatic. Oh, this is the best ever. This is the best ever. I'm looking at him like, really? Because as a kid, my dad used to get 6%, not 0.06, 6 on a savings account. I don't think they got anything, but just, and that was just before when credit cards was just starting to come back. Didn't have a grasp on that. Now everybody's using it. So why don't you make the money on it? You have a 3% loan? Okay, then you charge 9%. And have them pay the closing costs. So now you're not coming out of pocket. You might not walk away with much, but you walk away with something, and you're not coming out of pocket. If you have, again, the average in Washington State, it's a little less than 10, but let's round it to 10. So you have a $400,000 house, or they'll pay the $40,000. And let's say the loan is $375. They pay the $40,000. You walk away with the $25,000, and they pay you on the loan, even if it's exactly the same. You're paying off 3%, and they're paying 9%. The difference comes to you every month. On top of that, as the pay down goes, you're probably getting like $800 or $900 a month getting paid off on your loan. They're only getting about $300 or $400. That difference accrues, and when you get to the 5-year mark where they're going to get a new loan, there's well, let's see. So if you're paying off $800, let's say you're paying off $800, you're paying off $400. So there's $400 a month, and we know this is rough, okay, because every month it changes. And you go 60 months. That's $24,000 that you've accrued. So when they get a new loan to pay off your underlying loan, you get another check for So you got about $400 a month. You $24,000 over that time. On a monthly basis, and then you have another check for $24,000. You made $48,000 instead of paying out of pocket. Just something to think about. So my name is Edward Ashton with Coldwell Banker North. My personal business, which is my investment, because I'm an investor, okay, and this is where the investors talk to me, is Coast to Coast Home Solutions, LLC. That's my company, and my email is coasttoocoasthomesolutions@gmail.com, and it's COAST. Coast, 2 TOO, important, Coast, COAST, Home, HOME, Solutions, SOLUTIONS, @gmail.com. Shoot me an email, and let's talk. Okay, you'll have a good day. Happy Mother's Day. Okay, bye.